Hello everyone and welcome back to the Physics Society's YouTube channel. Today we're back with another episode of The Law of Conversation. And our guest for today would be Miss Arti. Over to you, Miss Arti.
Hi Pratiksha, hi Aditi. So I'm delighted to be a part of this interview today and thank you for having me here.
Thank you for being here, ma'am. So we will move on to our first segment of the interview, which is the personal story. So was physics always a subject you wanted to pursue from an early age?
Well, I was always interested in mathematics. So mathematics was my favorite subject and I would love solving challenging maths problems. But at the same time, I wanted to pursue medicine. So I'll tell you the story behind it. Actually, I'm from a humble paramilitary background. So my father used to work in paramilitary, and I have grown up, seeing doctors in army hospitals in Jammu and Kashmir, treating the soldiers and sometimes critically wounded, and sometimes the time running out of the situation. So it was really inspiring to see those doctors working round the clock to save the lives of those soldiers and to serve the country, and that's what motivated me to become doctor. So unfortunately the situation, the life out there was very tough. So my father's job profile was like we had to switch between the government accommodations and the rented houses with associated restrictions, and somehow I could not maintain the required focus. So, and I could not clear the MBBS exam, the entrance examination. But yeah, later on something interesting happened in my life which turned me towards physics.
That's incredibly inspirational.
It's really interesting to hear you. So moving on, was there anything particular that intrigued you in physics from a very young age?
Yeah, actually, this interesting thing started when I was in grade 12. So again, there is a story behind it. I was pursuing physics, medical as well as non-medical. Bio was also one of my subjects. In physics, we had to submit one investigatory project, as not like IBIA, like where you have to write a detailed report and all that. But it was like a simple project we were supposed to submit, and I chose one of the topics like logic gates of electronics. And it was very simple, connecting the torch bulbs and the wires with the battery and then just verify the truth table of the logic gates. And it was my viva, a kind of exam where the examiner tested me on the logic gates. So he asked me questions related to the applications of logic gates in our real life, and he asked me questions related to principle behind the working of a logic gate. I did not know because I knew only the how to verify the logic gate, because at that time it was just a truth table to me, that 1 plus 0 is 1 and 0 plus 0 is 0. So I could not answer even a single question, and you can say to my shame I was very disappointed, and it kind of hurt my ego because I was among the brightest students of the cohort. So that day, when I went back home, I decided to nail down the electronic concepts. So I studied electronics in detail, and those electronics, it required circuits, electrical circuits, and the concepts of electricity. So then I went after electricity, I went after electromagnetisms, and I mastered all these topics. And eventually, I ended up choosing electronics as my bachelor's, choosing bachelor's in electronics, and later on master's in physics with specialization in electronics and communication. So that's how my journey in physics is, and I can say that my journey in physics is like a journey of a concave mirror from the infinity. So moving towards the concave mirror until it gets the magnified view inside.
That was incredibly well put, ma'am, I have to say. And even now that we're doing electricity in class, and it's so interesting how, and how the way you explain as well, it really shows your deeper understanding of the concept, and that really reflects in your teaching style.
Passion towards this subject.
Definitely. And as for your other interests and hobbies, what are they? And do you think that they have sort of influenced your journey in physics?
Okay, so I have multiple hobbies. Like I like drawing and painting. I like experimenting with cooking. I go for running also. I do marathons every year, so I go for 42 kilometers run. At the same time, I like to be in touch with technology. So I like the latest electronics gadgets. And like you said, of course, my interest and my hobbies have really helped me to recharge myself always. And my hobbies have helped me in physics also. When I go for painting, so that painting takes me completely out of the world. So I really calm down my nerves and I feel I get recharged with that. When I experiment with cooking, so I like to serve my family and friends. And these, when I experiment with cooking, it helps me to get the multiple views and multiple perspectives of explaining physics in real life and multiple methods of doing practicals in physics. So, when I go for running, so kind of I challenge myself every day. Like first day if I complete these many kilometers, next day I have to run for more kilometers and I have to complete those many kilometers in limited amount of time. So kind of I challenge myself. So similarly in physics, if there are challenging problems, so I really work hard for solving those problems or getting those problems sorted out.
That was really relatable, ma'am. Like, we understand too, and I think interest in hobbies allow us to be stress relief. And moving on, I'd just like to ask, is there someone in particular that you look up to, someone inspiring you, some role model you look up to, maybe a celebrity?
Yeah, you know Rancho?
Yeah, for 3 years, right?
Yeah, so he's a character in the movie, but my role model is the real person. Sonam Wangchuk. Have you heard about him?
We've heard a little bit.
Yeah, so he's doing a lot for the society. So he's a educator. He's innovator. He's like sustainability advocate, and at the same time he has won several international awards for his work. So what he has done is he has actually transformed the entire educational system in Ladakh with his practical oriented and skill based approach. So he has started a school under one movement in Ladakh where he's teaching innovation to the students, and under that innovation the students, they learn commerce and economics by the real life experiments of their business. So they sell the jams, and they take care of animals, they take care of electricity in the school. So it's like a hands-on experience for them to learn. And I follow his philosophy, like moving from traditional 3 R's to 3H. So 3R is like reading, writing and arithmetic. The students can move on to 3H, which talks about bright head, kind heart and skilled hands. So this is what he is working on, and the incredible thing is he has succeeded in designing the first tent, which is made up of earth materials like mud, and those tents are being used in difficult terrains in Ladakh, where the soldiers, they take care of the country, and those tents, they can maintain a temperature of 15 degrees plus 15 degrees inside when the temperature outside is minus 15 degrees. And he has also started a movement like I Live Simply movement, where he's encouraging people to adopt a lifestyle for sustainable future. And at the same time, he has worked for solving the water scarcity problem in Ladakh. So he built the glaciers, the tall stupas, ice stupas, the tall mountains, and those mountains, they are built in winters and they supply water in the Ladakh region in spring season. So for that, his name has been engraved on the most expensive Swiss watch, Rolex. So,
really commendable.
So I follow him.
Wow, that's very inspirational. So that brings us to the end of this segment. Do catch us in our next segment in the next video. Thank you.